You see, success doesn't begin with luck. It doesn't begin with money, talent, or even intelligence. It begins the moment you open your eyes. Every morning, life gives you two choices: to rise with purpose or to fall back into comfort. Jack Ma once said, "If you don't give up, you still have a chance." Giving up is the greatest failure. But what gives you the power not to give up? It's your habits, the small, repeated actions that decide the direction of your life. Let's start with the first one. Win the first hour. Most people start their mornings chasing the world, checking their phones, their emails, their notifications. But successful people? They start their mornings creating the world. The first hour of your day is the foundation for everything that follows. If you build it strong, the rest of the day will stand tall. Jack Ma's morning routine wasn't about magic or motivation. It was about focus. He used to say, "I don't compete with others. I compete with yesterday's version of myself, and that competition begins the moment you wake up." So how do you win the first hour? You do three simple things: reflect, plan, and act. Reflect. Take a few minutes to ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be today? This question shapes your mindset. Most people rush into the day without intention. But when you start with purpose, you build emotional clarity. Plan. Write down 3 small goals for the day. They don't have to be massive, just meaningful. Maybe it's finishing a task you've been avoiding. Maybe it's speaking kindly to someone. Maybe it's improving one skill by 1%. Success doesn't come from doing extraordinary things once. It comes from doing ordinary things every day, with discipline. Act. Take action immediately on one small task. Don't wait for the perfect mood, the perfect time, or the perfect energy. The power lies in momentum. When you act before you think too much, you silence doubt and build confidence. Jack Ma often told young entrepreneurs, "Today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after, tomorrow will be sunshine." That sunshine doesn't come to those who wait. It comes to those who begin their day with courage. Imagine this. 2 people wake up at 6 a.m. One scrolls through social media, comparing, judging, wasting energy. The other spends 30 minutes learning something new, writing down goals, or reflecting in silence. At the end of one day, there's no difference. At the end of 1 year, the gap is enormous because small habits compound. Every morning you win builds a foundation for every challenge you face later. That's why successful people guard their mornings like treasure. You see, the world will always try to pull your attention, to distract you, to rush you, to make you forget who you are. But when you own your morning, you own your mindset. And when you own your mindset, you own your future. So, here's your first mission. Don't start your day with noise. Start it with purpose. Take 1 hour, just one, to invest in yourself. Not your phone, not your job, not your distractions, yourself. Because if you can control your morning, you can control your life. And that's habit 1 of Jack Ma's ultimate success formula. Win the first hour. Before we move to the next habit, let's pause for a moment. Ask yourself, am I waking up with purpose or just waking up by routine? Do I lead my mornings or do I let my mornings lead me? Because once you start mastering your mornings, something incredible happens. You begin to master your days, your work, and eventually, your destiny. When you've learned to win your mornings, the next challenge begins, staying consistent even when no one is watching. That's where habit 2 comes in. The secret Jack Ma used to transform ordinary effort into extraordinary achievement. There's a saying that fits perfectly with Jack Ma's journey. Everyone wants to shine, but no one wants to polish. Most people want success to be seen. They want applause, recognition, and quick results. But the truth, the real success formula, is built in the hours when nobody is clapping, nobody is watching, and nobody even cares. Jack Ma calls this the power of invisible work. When Alibaba was still an idea in a small apartment, there were no investors, no fancy offices, and no media coverage. It was just a few people, working day and night on something the world couldn't yet see. They weren't chasing fame. They were chasing progress. That's the mindset that builds legacies, not working to be seen, but working to be ready when the world finally sees you. So habit 2 is simple. Do what others don't see. It means putting in the effort when the reward hasn't arrived yet. It means being disciplined when no one is checking. It means showing up when no one expects you. Because the universe has a rule. It always rewards consistency, not immediately, but inevitably. Think about it. The bamboo tree is planted and watered every day for years, and nothing happens. For 5 years, there's no visible growth. Just soil, just silence, just patience. Then suddenly, in the 6th year, it shoots up 80 feet in 6 weeks. Now, here's the question. Did the tree really grow in 6 weeks? No. It grew in the 5 silent years of invisible work. That's how success works. Your late nights, your quiet efforts, your daily habits, they're your roots. You may not see the results yet, but the foundation is growing strong beneath the surface. Jack Ma once shared this powerful truth. If you've never tried, how will you ever know if there's any chance? He knew that the world celebrates the result, but it forgets the process. So he trained himself and his team to love the process. More than the praise, invisible work builds invisible strength, the kind that carries you when motivation fades. When you study for an extra hour after everyone's asleep, that's invisible work. When you keep practicing even when you've failed 10 times, that's invisible work. When you choose growth over comfort, again and again, that's invisible work. The world may not notice, but life notices, and life always repays the quiet worker who refuses to quit. Let me tell you something powerful. Success doesn't test your talent. It tests your patience. Most people give up not because they lack ability, but because they can't endure being unseen for too long. But here's the truth. Jack Ma understood early. The longer you can stay disciplined in silence, the louder your success will sound later. He once said, "Today is difficult, tomorrow is more difficult, but the day after tomorrow is beautiful." Most people die tomorrow evening. What did he mean by that? He meant that most people quit right before their breakthrough. They can't handle the quiet struggle, the invisible years of hard work, and so they stop digging just before they hit gold. If you can hold on, if you can keep going through the unseen seasons of effort, you will see results that will shock even you. So how can you apply this habit today? Here are 3 ways to live the power of invisible work. Stay consistent. Even when it's boring, motivation is temporary, but discipline lasts. Do what you said you would do, even when the excitement fades. Focus on progress, not attention. Don't post every step of your journey. Let your results speak. The more you focus on improvement instead of applause, the faster you'll grow. Keep learning in silence. Every quiet moment of reading, practicing, or reflecting is building your inner capital, the kind of wealth no one can see or steal. Remember this: the world rewards those who prepare in the dark. The unseen work you do today becomes the unstoppable force you show tomorrow. Jack Ma didn't become successful because he was the smartest. He became successful because he never stopped preparing when others stopped believing. And that's what invisible work truly means. Doing your best when the world thinks you've already lost. Now that you understand the power of silent effort, there's one more piece of Jack Ma's ultimate success formula, the bridge that connects your habits to your destiny. You've learned how to win your mornings. You've learned how to keep going in silence. But the final step is the one that transforms effort into excellence. It's about the habit that multiplies your growth and ensures you never stop improving.